Hey guys, it's Jackie, and as you can see, my hair is a little bit different. I kind of wanted to talk today about taking dreads out, and not necessarily show you how to take dreads out, because I've kind of shown that before, but I want to talk about tools you use to take dreads out, what to expect, a little how to do it, and some pointers, because I've put in and taken out too many dreads on my own head. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with my dreads right now, but I'm considering getting synthetic dreads. But again, I really don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, yeah, I took out about 30 dreads in my bangs. And I just want to document this as another example that you can have dreads in your hair, take them out, and have very nice hair afterward. You see this? Nice, smooth, pretty hair. That's because I was gentle with my dreads, and I wasn't rough taking them out, and I didn't abuse them with like bleaching them every week. But yeah, I wanted to talk about some tools that I have tried for removing my dreads and my extensions, because I clearly took those out. I have about 60 dreads left. Yeah, so first tool is a crochet hook. You might say, well, it's good for doing maintenance on dreads. Why not use it to take dreads out? And the problem with this is that it does have a little hook, so if you get it in a weird knot and you want to get it out, sometimes it's a little hard to manipulate to get it out. So, I don't know, I put it in here, and it's going to pull little hairs along with it. See that? And that's not necessarily good when you're taking dreads out. It's good for maintenance, I'll give it that, because I love crochet hooking my dreads. But for taking them out, I would say no to using a crochet hook. The next tool, and likely the most common tool, is your common cheap shitty comb. Now, this is an okay tool. It's okay. As you can see, I've used it a little bit, so it's kind of manky. But, these just break. You need like 10 of them to take your dreads out, and they just break, and they're kind of rough on taking the dread out. They just make it hard, I think. And yeah, I don't really care for combs because they break a lot. They are good for brushing your hair after you take your dread out, so you can get any more fallen or loose hairs out of the dread, but I do not prefer using a comb to take dreads out. Now, here's a fancy comb that I picked up at Sally's for about $2.50. It was not very expensive, and it's made of aluminum, so it makes really cool sounds. Yeah, listen to that. But what I like about this one is that it's really sturdy, and I can use it like a letter opener, especially when I had my extensions in. I had to make loops so I could work them back out of my hair, and I would just put this in like this into the dread, and I would work it in as much as I could. And this might only work on fairly young dreads, as in not older than a year, but you can try it on all age dreads. I think it'll be okay. And then I twist it around, and it makes a nice little open loop here, and so when I have that, I have enough room for my fingertips to slowly work apart this knot. It's also good for putting into loops when your fingers get tired and just gently pulling the hair out like that. So, yeah. It's one good way to pull out a dread. No, I can't stop this one. Okay. Then my next tool that I really love, that might not be as available for people, is a thick needle. This has been one of my favorite things to take dreads out because it's got a nice fine point, not too fine, not too sharp, and you can just put it through your dread at the very bottom knots. So find the bottommost knots, pop it in, and pull it down. So that wasn't even where the knots are. Okay, so you put it in here, and you just gently pull it down. And it's good for working stuff apart, so it's big enough for your fingers to get into again. And I prefer using a single point to take dreads out, because, like, let's pretend this is my dread, like my fingers. If I put in a comb and I'm trying to get these out, it's just going to be like, like, this is my comb, this is my dread. Oh, it's not going to work. But if I take a single point, I can just work one knot out, and then I can work the other knot out, and then I can just go like that. Oh, look, all the little strands of hair are straight. I think using one single point to take dreads out is superior to using many, many points at once. Finally, I think my new favorite tool for removing dreads is this comb. It's a rat tail comb with kind of a metal end that's very, very, very similar to this needle. Although the point isn't quite as fine on this one as it is on the needle. It's really nice, and then once you've got your dread out, you can gently comb through it to get stuff out. And you just use this the same exact way as the needle. You put it in the bottom, and you pull out the bottommost knots and use it to give yourself a little leverage. So yeah, I really love this comb, and it was like $1.50 at Sally's, so pretty sweet, right? And then I just want to show you something. So let's look at this. I had dreads in my bangs for 6 months. My hair is this long, okay? Short hair, not that much hair. And I'm going to show you the ball of hair that I got out of my bangs from my dreads. So when you take your dreads out, you get like this much hair. Like this hair doesn't even amount to this ball. So you do shed a lot of hairs over time. And I'm weird, so I like to keep shit like this and, I don't know, maybe do something with it later. That's kind of weird, but whatever. But yeah, you shed a lot of hair when you're taking your dreads out. Another thing, when you take your dreads out, they get really poofy. Let's see. Can you see on this one? This hair right here is already really poofy. Now, you might think that your hair is being destroyed as you take it out and it's ruined and it will never look nice and it's so poofy. Oh my god, like my hair literally, I mean, look at this. I didn't texturize this. It came out and I just rolled it up like this. It's really poofy when you take it out. And don't worry, all you have to do is wet your hair, run some deep conditioner through it, and rinse it out, and your hair will be fine. Like, in less than an hour, just let it air dry. You know, it'll be okay. Also, if you're brushing your dreads out and they get so poofy on the ends that the poofiness is stopping you from brushing all the way down and getting the loose hair out, you might stop taking your dreads out, go wet it, put some conditioner through it, and then let it dry a bit and start brushing it out again. I don't think that it's a good idea to try to take your dreads out wet because your hair is weaker when it's wet, and as you take your dreads out, sometimes your hairs will snap a tiny bit. You might snap a hair or two, you'll hear it, and you're like, oh no, I hate that noise. But if you do it with wet hair, one, it's harder to grab onto the hairs with your fingertips, which are some of your best tools for taking your dreads out, and two, it's very hard to get your hairs out without damaging them or breaking them. So I don't like the idea of taking it out wet. And same with running conditioner, just slathering your dread in conditioner and then trying to take it out. In my opinion, that makes it very slippery and very hard to handle. I think the best way to take dreads out is dry and with some form of a single point to help you with the very bottom knots and slowly working them out like that. I think that will be the most successful way. However, I have one hair type. I have one set of my dreads here to work with, so I could be mistaken and maybe your way works better for you. I just wanted to share things that I like to do and tools that I like to use to remove my dreads. And you can remove dreads with any hair type. In fact, I learned this single point method from some Apples and Mustard. She had these beautiful long locks like down past her boobs and they were gorgeous, and she took them out by running a needle through the bottom just like this, but she took a thinner one because she had thinner locks. So yeah, thanks Apples and Mustard, you rule. But yeah, basically that's just a few things I wanted to share about taking dreads out and tools you can use. And again, you can find all this stuff at a local beauty supply.